So I'm really confused and I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, bye. I get off the phone and then all of a sudden it hits me like a wave in the face. What just happened? He talked to me for 3 hours, got me to open up about everything, and now he's acting like it never happened. He was really cold on the phone, very like robotic almost, and like scripted, and it was really uncomfortable. And so all this flush of emotion just started coming through me. Like I was getting so pissed off that I was being rejected by him yet again. Here I thought he was going to come pick me up for dinner or for something to talk to me and try to, I'm potentially leaving in 2 days and he's finally going to come and talk to me. And then, just like that, no. So I call him and I'm like, a little bit confrontational, but not too upset. And I'm like, look, I'm really confused. You said we were going to go get ice cream. And I was really excited because I thought, you were reaching out to me and that, we were actually going to have like a legitimate conversation for once and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden he's very defensive and he's like, well, I'm sorry that you misinterpreted it, but, what I meant by that is if we had any unfinished business as far as what happened yesterday, we could discuss it. But, I just got home and I'm dog meat. I'm tired and I'm sitting next to my wife and we're talking. And so unless you need anything, no, we're not going to go get ice cream. I'm pissed at this point. And I'm like, what the hell? Regardless of if we had unfinished business from the night before, don't you want to go out and see me somehow? I'm not in your house right now. I'm at some stranger's house because your house made me so uncomfortable. Don't you want to come and try to mend the bridge at all or do any kind of attempt? I mean, screw ice cream. At least come over and talk. But no. And he got really pissed and he's like, look, I don't know what you want from me. We offered for you to come back, but you said no. And I said, gee, I wonder why, because I'm so effing uncomfortable. And he just started blaming me again, like you. And he's basically like, what else do you want from me? We're getting you a ticket. We're getting you out of here. You're being melodramatic. What else do you want from me? And I'm thinking, you fucking asshole, pardon my French. And I'm just so pissed, and I just start crying, and I'm so overwhelmed, and I'm like, what a scumbag, He just manipulated me into opening up to him so he could hold it against me and talk shit about me with my stepmom. Then all of a sudden, my stepmom gets really upset and you can hear her bitching in the background. And my dad just like, look, I'm going to send over your itinerary so you can have it. And I'm going to pick you up tomorrow at 11 to go to the airport. And I'm like, no, actually, that's okay. I'm going to get a super shuttle. I don't want you to take me to the airport, but thanks anyway. And we get disconnected somehow. I don't know if he hung up on me or if the cell phone connection, but anyways, so I'm extremely, extremely upset. I'm hysterically crying. I feel completely just confused. What the hell is happening right now? How did I get in this situation? What did I do? And why do they think that they have no part in this whatsoever? They're actually convinced that this is all me, that they had no part in this whatsoever, that I'm just being overly dramatic, and that I came to their house with an agenda, and that when it didn't work out my way, I became this victim, as my stepmom called me. And so this is so far from the truth that I feel like a crazy person. I'm like, how is it that 5 people think one thing and I think something completely different, and I'm the only sane person in this house other than Shelby, who sees things coincidentally the same thing I do, as I didn't do anything wrong and that they're crazy and that my dad is just manipulating my stepmom to get me out of the situation because he knows that he can't control me like he can control everyone else, and that I see right through his bull crap. And so he calls me back, pissed off. Or no, he calls me back, and he's back to his Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde act, where he's acting all nice and accommodative and stuff. And so he's like, well, hon, I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. You seem really upset, and I'm just so confused of where all this is coming from. And, I just wanted to confirm one more time that I'll be there at 11. And I'm like, no, I'm not okay with this. I'm not going to let you just hush me up and make it seem like I'm the crazy person. And secondly, you're not taking me to the airport. I'm getting my own ride there. I do not want to see you again, basically. he gets more and more argumentative, more and more defensive, and starts saying, "You're so unappreciative. We did all this stuff for you. We made you a room." He starts throwing all this crap in my face, as if I asked them to do any of this. All I asked for was to come and hang out with my siblings. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't ask to be wined or dined or anything. They did that completely on their own, and now they're throwing it back in my face, which is a key thing that manipulators do, is they take things and they make it seem like you are the person that did that. You know, mentally abusive people do that to you. It went off like a red flag when he started doing that. I said, there's no way in hell you're going to pin any of this crap on me. I did not ask for any of this, and you're not going to shove that in my face. How dare you, basically. Then he just goes off and starts screaming at me, saying my wife did all this. And I said, oh, your wife? Okay, I heard her verbatim in the bathroom say, well, no one wants her here anyway. Why doesn't she pack up and go? He just starts flipping out. You're a fucking liar. You came here with an agenda. And then I just hang up on him. Haven't talked to him since. My stepmom booked me a flight, and my dad called back one more time to try and see if he could take me to the airport. Got 2 words in. My stepmom grabs the phone from him and says, look, bitch, I don't know what the F is up your ass, but your dad is taking you to the airport tomorrow, so you better get over it. And I just hung up on them, and I said, I in my life, I have never experienced anything like this. I mean, I can't even articulate what the hell happened. Like I said, I feel like I'm standing in a field with destruction all around me, and destroyed houses and buildings, and I'm the only person standing there looking around going, what the hell just happened? How did I survive this? How did I even get here? What is happening? So I end up and then I hear my stepmom in the background saying, well, you know what, we're just going to cancel her ticket since she's so unappreciative. She can find her own way home. So I call the airline, and I tell them that this is like a dysfunctional, unhealthy situation, and that I absolutely have to get home, and I have no money to buy my own ticket. And is there anything they can do to prevent her from canceling? And there wasn't, because she was the one who bought it. So what I did instead is I went online and I confirmed my ticket, and as far as I can tell, once you confirm your ticket, you can't really cancel it, but maybe that's just hopeful thinking. But they didn't end up canceling it, because that would have been the stupidest thing ever. What, you're going to make me trapped in Atlanta when obviously you don't want me there and you want me out of your life? You're going to make me trapped there with no way out. Like, that was just stupid. Plus, they would have to pay a fine to cancel 24 hours before a flight. So that would have been the stupidest thing ever. But they were just talking the talk. Anyways, my stepsister came over that night and to say goodbye. And they have a really strict curfew with them. And they start calling her every 10 minutes, harassing her. When are you coming home? Why are you over there so long? Da, 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 da. And she was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just spending the night at my boyfriend's house with Brittany, because this is crap. Like, you guys are not going to do this, to me. And they freak out, and I'm scared that they're going to come over to the house and start, freaking out, but they didn't, luckily. She ended up going to work the next morning, and her boyfriend took me to the airport, and I got back, and I'm still standing here scratching my head going, what happened? And I know I'm not crazy, because in my everyday life, I have never been treated like that by anyone or had any sort of signs from any kind of person that I was any kind of unwelcome guest anywhere, ever. And, it makes me feel crazy. It makes me feel like, well, gee, how can these people have so much negativity towards me without it being somewhat truthful? But I have to realize that my dad is just so manipulative and so scary that my stepmom is the perfect personality for him to manipulate. And I know deep down inside, she knows that this is not true. She's seen me with her own 2 eyes. We've had conversations. We've had a relationship for almost a year now. Surely she's not stupid enough to think that that's true. But when you're being manipulated by these crazy people, these abusive men, all bets are out the window. And so I can't necessarily hate her for this, because I know that it's not her. But at the same time, she's an adult, and how dare her do some of the stuff that she did. And, I don't know if I'll ever forgive her for what she said. I can forgive her for other things, and hopefully at some point build a relationship with her again if she ever wanted to. But I don't ever see how that would be possible as long as she's with my dad. And now my other stepsister is sending me horrible text messages and emails on Facebook, and it's just so confusing that they all hate me so much.